Imagine a scar so vast that it changed the fate of all species on Earth, yet remains invisible, buried beneath layers of rock, water, and silence. A mark so deep that it erased more than 75% of life on the planet, and that most people have never seen nor even realized is there. For 66 million years, this crater remained hidden, waiting for science to finally decipher what really happened on the day Earth almost died. What lies beneath the Yucatan soil is not just a geological record, it is the final testament to a real apocalypse that shaped the history of life and death on the planet. But why is this crater, among thousands scattered across the globe, considered the most important of all? For millions of years, the planet silently bore the mark of this event, one of the most violent in its entire history. The impact destroyed continents, altered oceans, and redefined Earth's ecological balance, ushering in a completely different era. However, the site itself left no explicit traces. There are no shattered mountains or charred valleys, no open craters easily visible. There is only a structure erased by time, submerged and covered by sediments, which defies the human eye and requires sophisticated instruments to be understood. It is in this apparent absence of form and the presence of impact that the mystery resides. How could something invisible have determined the extinction of almost all existing species? And why precisely there, in the heart of Yucatan, lies the key to understanding the end of an entire era? The answer slowly emerges as science deciphers its fragments. The Chicxulub crater hides within itself a geological archive of a world destroyed and reborn. And throughout this video, each layer will be examined with precision, from the initial collision to the modern study methods that finally revealed its magnitude. The story begins with the impact. Few events in Earth's history can rival the energy released when a body approximately 10 kilometers in diameter traversed the atmosphere at a speed exceeding 70,000 kilometers per hour and struck the ground that today corresponds to the Yucatán Peninsula. The instantaneous shock turned the ocean into vapor, ruptured the Earth's crust, and launched molten rocks thousands of kilometers away. The initial explosion was so immense that it would be equivalent to billions of nuclear bombs detonating simultaneously. The estimated depth of the crater exceeds 20 kilometers, something so gigantic that it defies common understanding of geological scale. From that moment on, Earth plunged into a sequence of extreme events. Incandescent fragments were hurled into the atmosphere and returned to the surface as small spheres of fire, reigniting forests and entire regions that disappeared in minutes. Colossal tsunamis surged kilometers inland, destroying coastal areas and permanently altering marine ecosystems. The ground boiled, the atmosphere burned, and the world that existed before the impact began to vanish. The most striking fact is that despite its magnitude, the crater remains invisible. The circular shape of the peninsula is one of the few superficial pieces of evidence that something colossal lies beneath. For many, this invisibility becomes a reason for disbelief, as if the absence of clear marks on the surface invalidates the impact. But those who know science understand that the planet is capable of hiding its deepest wounds, and Chicxulub is one of them. Shortly after the global wildfires, Earth plunged into darkness. Dust and debris launched into the atmosphere blocked sunlight for years, triggering one of the darkest periods ever recorded on the planet. Photosynthesis ceased almost immediately. Without light, temperatures plummeted. The food chain collapsed within months. Oceans grew colder, forests fell silent, and deserts expanded. The planet experienced a global winter that lasted long enough to bring about the extinction of countless species. However, the environmental collapse was not limited to darkness. The impact released large quantities of sulfur dioxide, which reacted with the moisture present in the atmosphere. Forming dense clouds of sulfuric acid rain fell on the planet for long periods, destroying soils, contaminating rivers, and neutralizing entire ecosystems. The Earth's surface became hostile, almost sterile. Only highly resistant organisms managed to survive the chemical changes that transformed the planet into an aggressive environment. Meanwhile, layers of dust, ash, and toxic particles accumulated in the atmosphere for decades, delaying the recovery process. And as if this series of catastrophes weren't enough, the delayed release of carbon dioxide trapped in the impacted rocks triggered a gradual greenhouse effect. After the initial extreme cold, the planet began to warm uncontrollably, creating an unstable climate cycle. The impact not only caused immediate destruction, it profoundly altered Earth's climate in the long term, leaving scars that can still be identified today in the geological record. It was in this adverse environment that mammals found opportunity small and discreet. Adapted to shade in the underground, these animals began to occupy ecological niches left vacant by the large reptiles. In a few million years, species that previously lived on the margins diversified and became protagonists. The absence of dinosaurs opened space for an evolutionary expansion that would eventually lead to the emergence of primates and, much later, to humankind itself. Thus, the Chicxulub crater marked not only the end of one era, but also the beginning of another. Meanwhile, the quest to understand the crater became essential for modern science. Officially discovered in the 1970s by Antonio Camargo and Glenn Penfield, the structure could only be analyzed in depth thanks to technologies capable of penetrating the Earth's crust. Deep drilling, similar to that used in oil exploration, extracted rock cores that revealed unmistakable signs of impact. Shocked minerals, tektites, and layers of iridium, an element rare on Earth, but abundant in asteroids. Studying Chicxulub required a combination of geophysics, seismology, radar, and satellite imagery, each technique adding a piece to the puzzle. But the most revealing and perhaps most unsettling aspect of the scientific analysis is the recognition that impacts like this are not impossible within geological timescales. Although rare, they are part of the natural dynamics of the cosmos. The Chicxulub crater proves that the planet has already faced events capable of completely redefining life. And this understanding carries a silent warning. The stability we know is fragile. Nothing prevents history from repeating itself. All of human existence, all the culture, technology, and societies that have developed over the last few thousand years depend on the fact that this impact occurred exactly when it did. Without it, dinosaurs would possibly still dominate the planet, and the rise of mammals might never have happened. The crater is not just a scar, it is an indirect point of origin for humanity. It marks the instant when the past ended and the future began to be written. Even after millions of years, Chicxulub remains a reminder of the fragility of life and the uncontrollable force of cosmic phenomena. Its rocks bear witness to a planet that faced absolute collapse and yet found ways to rebuild itself. Studies continue to be carried out, whether through drilling, geophysical mapping, field analysis, or orbital observations. The crater resists time, silent and gigantic, as if patiently waiting to be fully understood. Understanding this impact means recognizing that life is not guaranteed. Each era is temporary, each species is transient, and each civilization is merely a chapter within a much larger story, marked by forces that surpass in magnitude anything we can control. Chicxulub is the ultimate proof that the past continues to influence the present, and perhaps even anticipate the future. If you've made it this far, please consider supporting this work. Like this video, share it, and comment on what else you'd like to explore about the mysteries that Earth still hides. Subscribe to the channel to continue following in-depth, dark, and science-based analyses. And if you want to delve even further into this journey, check out the next recommended video, where we reveal another location capable of uncovering uncomfortable truths about the planet we live on.